DC Comics.
Not so fast, Barry Allen.
Not so fast character we're giving both names for, because then you'll know he's the future Flash and have a baby nerd chubby for a couple minutes.
Jeremy says baby boner.
Also, this movie opened with Barry running for a solid 10 seconds, and yet he's only about 5 feet away from the broken down car.
He was clearly not running for a solid 10 seconds. You're supposed to take the cut to the car speeding off as the time when he was running. What you just did is like saying the events of this movie take place in 1 hour and 20 minutes. Not to mention that the movie never shows you from where Barry begins running. He could have started running from the rear of the vehicle. You don't know.
Also, it's completely abandoned.
That's also unknowable. They're clearly in some sort of desert, so any gas attendants would likely be inside where it's sure to be cooler. Even if you're right that it's completely abandoned, why is that a sin? You're just making an observation and sending the movie for it. Oh hey, the sky is blue. Ding. Why is the sky blue? Ding. No one has explained to me why the sky is blue. Ding. Well, the sky is blue because exposition. Ding.
Apparently every superhero was created from dead mom energy.
Spider-Man would be Uncle Ben. Superman, pre-crisis, had both his adoptive parents by the time he became Superman. Wolverine's mutation manifested before his mother killed herself. I guess what I'm saying is that really the only other popular superhero that's fueled by his mother's death is Batman.
I was gonna say something along that line. It's complete horror.
Also, if anyone knows the DC Universe, we all know who's responsible. Bucky Barnes.
Jeremy makes a pop culture reference.
Only black umbrellas allowed at the funeral cliche.
This isn't really a cliche. It's a real thing that real people do. I mean, are you telling me you're going to bring that pink Powerpuff Girl umbrella you own to a funeral?
This is one of the most awkwardly worded epitaphs ever. Go ahead. I'll give you time to read it.
Okay, I'll read it. Nora Allen, beloved mother. The time she had with her son was precious. Her memory will forever be loved and missed by all. Done. What the hell was so awkward about that? If you really want a crazy epitaph, read this one.
If I just ran a little faster, I'd have been there.
Super manipulated semi-irony. Let's call it smirony.
This isn't irony. And it's actually ironic that you don't realize you don't know the definition of irony.
Also, somehow this guy is still racked with guilt about being unable to stop his mom's murder when he was a kid. But hey, whatever fuels your Flash, dude.
Why wouldn't he? His mother's death is a permanent event and he feels responsible for it. That's not something you just get over.
A break-in at the Flash Museum.
You have your own museum, and people are breaking into it for some reason? Isn't this like Bryce Harper having his own museum already? Who paid for this shit? I bet it was the taxpayers, as usual, who, by the way, are still
Well, Flash, once again, it looks like you're the bottom, and I'm the top.
Excuse me, what?
That's homophobic.
Seriously, with all the speed the Flash possesses, how is this even a fight? How is he not able to just quickly disarm these assholes and finish this in 5 seconds?
What you're seeing is for the benefit of the audience. These events are taking place at a high rate of speed, but if all you saw was Flash easily beating the rogues in 5 seconds, how interesting of a film would that be?
A super fast Flash trapped by a weaponized silly putty, somehow.
Lo and behold, Jeremy manipulating a scene once again in order to pad his sins. Here's the somehow that Jeremy neglected to show.
The adhesive will never completely liquefy, regardless of speed. I'm counting on that.
What a bunch of bullshit. Need I say more?
Yeah, you should say more. What's bullshit here? The putty or what Flash does to Thawne? No arbitrary sins. Explain what you have a problem with.
Then my life is a small price to pay.
I agree.
Batman Ex Machina for sure, but what took this asshole so long to show up?
He's not the Flash?
Also, there is a clear front entrance, unlocked and completely wide open, due to all the shit going down.
Jeremy sends Batman for Batmaning. I mean, this guy seriously just suggested that Batman walk through the front door.
Why is Superman here? Can't Batman take care of this? And why did it take him so long to show up? Considering the caliber of villains who are here right now, this is f***ing overkill.
Reverse Flash is here. He is a Justice League level threat, period. Read a f***ing comic.
Batman.
It's future tech. Difficult to disarm.
Oh, thanks for clarifying.
How about you just listen to explanations for once, so that you later don't whine about not having vital information?
It's sad how little they give Canada Man to do in this movie.
Hey, a joke about Captain Adam's logo looking like the maple leaf.
I've got 1 million microbes eating the bomb's wiring.
This f***ing laugh.
Also, I understand why they split up to defuse the bombs, so that they could minimize the damage in case any of them blew up, but Aquaman's so confident that this is going to work, I don't understand why they didn't just throw them all into the water and let the microbes hurt locker the entire crew.
You literally just said it. This was using everyone's special abilities in order to mitigate the damage should any of them fail. If Aquaman's plan didn't work, then you'd have a super bomb in one area. Exactly what they're trying to avoid.
I'm wondering, did this need to be in space? Everyone else is on Earth disarming the bombs. These assholes are in space. And why not just encase only Batman in the bubble and let the bomb guy implode?
Do you not realize that you're watching the Justice League? They're not just going to let people die if they can help it, especially villains, annoyingly enough.
I love how Aquaman crushes the bomb, but Superman, way stronger than that, just covers it with his hands and waits instead of, crushing it.
Aquaman crushed an unarmed explosive device. You would have realized that if you'd listened to his microbe explanation instead of doing that horrific laugh that you do.
Batman cuts the bomb off, but it somehow falls through the Green Lantern bubble.
Green Lantern's ring works on willpower and imagination. He can let the bomb phase through the bubble if he desires it.
You may have minimized the destruction, but the final bomb will still turn this monument to your ego into your own tomb.
Why hasn't it gone off yet?
All the bombs were set to explode at the same time. This scene is meant to take place at the same time as the others.
Looks like 25th century technology is pretty delicate.
That's centuryist.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Barry, are you all right?
Mom?
Barry's mom, who is now alive for reasons we'll find out about later, just happens to be outside his work, so he can know this is a different timeline immediately.
What do you know? Jeremy manipulates a scene in order to send the movie again. She wasn't just conveniently here. Flash in this universe promised his mother he'd take her for dinner on her birthday.
It's you. You're here.
Well, of course I'm here. You promised me you'd take me to dinner on my birthday. It's my birthday. The end of the world can't stop that.
Also, how the did he know that was his mom?
Is that even a real question?
I guess Thomas Wayne built the future of his alternate timeline by giving his 1955 self a sports almanac that allowed him to be right about every single sporting event until 2015.
Jeremy makes a pop.
If recent Batman animated movies are any indication, this just means Batman and Yo-Yo are going to start f***ing.
Even if that were true, why is that a bad thing?
Total bullshit ex machina.
Jeremy doesn't know what Deus Ex Machina means. This is a superhero film. Try finding one superhero film where a hero doesn't catch someone falling.
Iris's husband and daughter show up out of nowhere at the perfect time to crush Barry's hopes.
Jeremy points out things that are happening on the screen cliché.
Bruce died, and you lived. You're his father.
I'd give this movie points for not flashing back to yet another time when Bruce and his parents left the theater and ran into tragedy. But I'm still wondering how Thomas Wayne decided to get the same bug that Bruce did to become Batman.
First of all, this movie does flash back to that point. Second, the death of his son and Martha Wayne becoming the Joker is the catalyst for Thomas becoming Batman.
You're Thomas Wayne.
Man, this alternate reality can go eat a bag of dicks.
Okay, but why? You just say some words and ding the film.
Holy shit, how long is that lasso?
The lasso of truth is as long as it needs to be. You're asking questions that a 3-second Google search would be able to give you the answer to. I mean, you're making videos that millions of people are watching. Would it kill you to do a tiny bit of research?
Dude, you never found this ring until Batman kicked the shit out of you? You've been in so much denial, I'm absolutely shocked you haven't looked everywhere for this ring.
Barry currently isn't the Flash. That kind of usurps looking for a ring containing a suit he currently has zero use for.
He replicated the accident that allowed me to tap into the Speed Force. Became a criminal. Professor Zoom.
Man, this exposition is f***ing thrilling.
CinemaSins Exposition Ex Machina.
Are those Chitauri?
No!
Oh no, they got Venom.
Setting aside this pop culture reference that isn't a sin cliche, Venom is f***ing black and white. The eel was at best green and red in this scene.
Man, this Justice League movie is a way better Avatar The Last Airbender adaptation than The Last Airbender.
You see, guys, if I send this man every time he does this, these videos would become unbearably repetitive. Shit like this is why his videos are no longer 5 minutes or less, and are now averaging 16 or more.
This movie should have been called Literally Anything Can Happen at Any Moment.
DC Comics.
Flashpoint Paradox imagines an alternate timeline where Barack Obama was actually president.
That's because, even in an alternate reality, Mitt Romney didn't stand a f***ing chance.
But our top analysts say without the Batman, you have no team.
F***ing what? Batman is the least superpowered hero ever. Everyone else in this game is a meta-human. Batman is just a rich guy with toys. And in this alternate reality, he's like 75 years old and is a dickhead. Your top analysts are on drugs, dude, or just stupid.
Interesting that you would call anyone stupid, considering you took the time to Google how old Thomas is, yet failed to come across the fact that Batman is pretty much the greatest detective and strategist in DC.
So wait, did Atlantis and the Amazons have some sort of deal where they decided to attack Europe around the same time? Or did they just randomly do it without each other's knowledge? Really confused about why these factions attacked and why they started with Western Europe.
This scene is to show you that the Atlanteans and Amazons formed some sort of truce before the attack on Europe, which only happened because they ended the truce and went to war. The truce was ended because Aquaman's wife Mira saw him sleep with Wonder Woman, resulting in her death at the hands of Wonder Woman. Watch the fucking movie, dude.
Openly f***ing in front of anybody who might have access to this room, which in this case just happens to be Aquaman's wife.
Jeremy has never seen an episode of Game of Thrones. Or Spartacus.
Jesus f***ing Christ, movie. This is the R-ratedest PG-13 movie in history.
I have to agree here. Why is it that graphic violence is deemed okay, but nudity, one of the most natural things on earth, always garners an R rating? And no, I'm not just saying that because I want to see some tits. Okay, maybe a little.
Grieving mom goes from Martha to Joker, and like everything else in this movie, I am just f***ing clueless and lost. It's like every single idea the writers had went into this story.
Here we come to the point where I give you and the people that defend you on the topic of do the books matter the biggest middle fingers ever. It wasn't the screenwriters who came up with that idea. It was Jeff Johns, the writer of the comic book that this film is based on. Boom!
And I sure do love these scenes they do with Quicksilver. They're so awesome. Wait, why are we adding us in?
He asks himself this question and still does it.
How many f***ing ex machinas are in this movie anyway?
Not enough for you to realize you're improperly using that phrase, but do carry on.
You should be dead.
But let's be honest, geriatric dad of Bruce Wayne, so should you, right? Just from age and
Thomas is at most 70-something years old. Are you suggesting that he should be dead because he's 70? Because I got some Japanese people to show you and some 70-year-old bodybuilders that would like a word.
I had to make some last-minute alterations.
You changed the color of the suit by moving fast? The f***?
Read the comic or do some goddamn research. Flash is able to manipulate the Speed Force so that he can unmake the suit and alter its color.
Here's a man so f***ed up he kept the gun used to kill his son in a museum-quality case as a keepsake.
Batman, ladies and CinemaSins.
Then a glowing ring floated off his finger and shot into space.
His ring?
Flew away. You're about to fly a dead alien spaceship, and that's the part you're having trouble believing.
Yes!
There is so much delicious irony in this sequence that I need to grab a fucking plate and fork.
Classified information. We need it, and you can get it.
Well, he was actually just recently fired by the government, so I'm not sure he can't. Oh, he can still get it. No, that's awesome. That's actually how I was hoping the scene was going to go, truthfully.
Cyborg is still Cyborg. Just because he was relieved of his duties doesn't mean that his abilities just stopped working. Thanks, Obama.
Do now. If you want me on your little suicide squad.
What are we, some kind of, hey, what the f***?
Hey, Jeremy. This movie came out in 2013. Suicide Squad has existed since 1959, so Batman was referencing a 50-year-old DC property, not the 2016 film.
But with you on board, we can save the world from this war.
This entire movie keeps overestimating Batman's value.
This is Batman's value, in pretty much every single Justice League story.
Superman is skinny and timid and jumpy, and have I mentioned how this movie lost me long ago? Because it did.
Okay, cool. Turn the movie off and we can end this Sins video right here. There's how many minutes left? What the hell? I thought he said this movie lost him. Why would he still be sending it? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. If he's not paying attention to the film, how can there be 5 minutes? No, I get. No, I understand that, but... Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. I'll take care of it. I'll make sure that they have no reason to suspect your involvement, Mr. President.
Where I come from, heroes use those powers to fight to make the world a better place.
Hero-splaining.
Don't do the splaining thing. Just don't.
You won't have it much longer, Surface Dweller.
That's surfacist.
What the fuck did you call me?
Once we have Aquaman and Wonder Woman, this war is over.
Has Barry once mentioned that in his world, Aquaman and Wonder Woman were heroes? Seems like he's totally not surprised about this.
I'm curious, but what the hell does that have to do with what Batman just said? And the answer to your question is yes.
Just like the live-action MCU movies, this animated DCU movie gives me no concept of whose powers are stronger than whose, leaving me no idea as to who should be winning this fight.
Read the f***ing comics. If you want information on who's stronger or their powers, which has no bearing on the plot, mind you, how about you do the barest amounts of research before you embarrass yourself making a video that millions of people will see? And the answer is Aquaman. Don't at me.
This is what you signed up for, right? A finale where Shazam tosses half a skyscraper at Wonder Woman, and Batman fires endless bullets at some kind of mechanical bug dude.
Disrespecting Black Manta again.
Take your team up the right flank.
This is sort of where the movie becomes a big Twilight Breaking Dawn cheat.
Alright, I'm f***ing done with this video.